meet me. Where? Isaleko or where? Well, my name is Olarotimi Fakunle. I'm an actor, I'm a producer, I'm a theater director, I'm an acting coach, I'm a content developer. I write scripts for theater once in a while, and I'm a festival director for Bitter Arts Festival. That's a long question. How did I start my career? So I'm not going to, so I don't drag this conversation for too long. Basically, I started training at NCAC National Theatre in 1996 under the tutelage of Victor Thompson, Shoaib Hussaini, Mufoni Fade, Victor Eze of Blessed Memory, Steve James, Larry Williams, who later taught me the university anyways, and Ngozi Ekwerike, because we're doing child-to-child network at that time. We're going to do shows there. But my first professional show was in '99 when Ryan Bonke came to Nigeria. So we're the ones who performed for him. I was very one scrounging looking old boy then. I was very little, but you know what it is now. That's how I started basically. Trained through the ranks, grew through the ranks, and then worked tirelessly in the theater, mostly in the theater. And now here we are. So what makes it? So initially I wanted to be a veterinary doctor. That's what I always wanted to be, because I was exposed to animals from childhood by my mom. But the moment I said I was going to go to science class, because I was doing quite well in school. I was very smart and brilliant. So, but she said no. And the only reason why she said that was because my 3 elder brothers were science students. She said, no, we can't do science, you have to go and do commercial. But fortunately enough for me, I'd been doing, I schooled in Abeokuta, I grew up in Abeokuta, what they call, whenever we do our literary and debate society, so there's this thing we call back then poetry recitation. So what I was fortunate to be exposed to us at that time was, I'll pick a poem. And that time, if I didn't know what I was doing, excuse me, but most of the poems I picked then were African poems like Ogun, Shango, Oya, Oshun, all those things. But what I now added to each of those recitations then that we used to do was, I added a bit of drama in it. So, you know, like if someone is, I'm doing the recitation, someone is there performing as the character in the poem itself, you know. So we had some props I had no idea. But I lived through that in my secondary school, and the record is there till I left Abeokuta in 96. No school ever beat Lafayette High School in poetry recitation, yeah. And 1996 to 2023 is what? How many years? About 26 years, yeah. If not more, that's 26 years, yeah. Let me talk about the disadvantages first. You cannot live your life the way you want to live it. There are certain things you cannot do. Like somebody like me now. Me, I can walk anywhere without wearing slippers. And when a regular human being can do that, if you do it, somebody is not going to snap you and put you. Me, I like to eat street food. But they will say that you cannot eat certain place. Me, I used to rebel because I street food, and there's something they used to put inside that used to be very sweet. So there are a lot of things that you cannot do as an actor, because you're always in the eyes and the faces of people. You're always in limelight. Advantages, of course, it puts you right in front of people. There are lots of freebies you can get from people when people love you, when they like the work that you do. Sometimes people reach out to you. Yes, I've enjoyed a lot of that. People have called me several times before to say, bro, how far now? Some of them just met on the street. Bros, really well, enjoy your program. How far now? You know, come visit me now. Me, I'm very down to it. I don't think I've ever said no to anyone before. So I'd go, and sometimes they give you gifts. Sometimes they say, can you come and meet my family? So all these things, and the fact that I'm able to touch life, that is the greatest advantage for me. That I'm able to touch life and affect people positively. From that sake. So in Gangs of Lagos, I played Kasim, Eleniyan, owner of men. But Kasim was a character that graduated through the ranks. So when they came, he was, of course, brought to Lagos to come and hustle. Started as an Eruku. So there are different cadres of hierarchy on the street. So you first start as an Eruku. Eruku are those boys that, you know, on the street doing all those things. Then they go and deliver to, and then from there they deliver to Eleniyan, and then Eleniyan delivers to the Oga at the top, basically. That's it. So he rose from the ranks and he became Eleniyan, the owner of men. A lot. Because initially my parents didn't support me. So going to rehearsals was hectic. Was crazy. I had to look for money here and there to attend rehearsals, particularly in those early years of training. It was tough. And I used to tell people that I remember trekking from Ojo Barracks one of those days to National Theatre because I'd asked for money and nobody gave me. It was around 98. We were preparing for the Ryan Bonke rehearsal into 99. And oh God, I still reached there. I reached there late. I left the house at 4:30. My director still threw me chair. So I come late. But those were the experiences that made us who we are today. So the challenges were quite a lot. And then even later after that, when I got into the university in 2003 to do my diploma in theatre arts, film and television productions, it was always hard to get money to go for auditions, but somehow, see, the resilience it paid off because I'm not shy to ask you for money. Guy, I did go audition tomorrow. I need money. There was one particular audition I remember that I went for was in 2004 now, and when I got there, I didn't have enough money. So Young was my senior in school, so I met him. He just greeted me, and I said, "We had finished." Rute, Alpha. I don't finish. I said, "Bro, it's okay." I was so ashamed. I wanted to go and ask him for money because I was just like, Auntie Tinamba was in that was my first time of seeing her then. I said, this Auntie Tinamba. I've seen her at the theater before that, but that was the first time, I'm seeing her. I can't go. So they drove past. And then, I don't know, for some strange reason, you're reversed back. And Auntie Tinamba just called me and gave me 500 naira. I can't forget it. That money, see, I started using. My first buy something, chop, they cash me. Because be small time kept that lasted me for a while as well. So it was hard to actually survive in those early years. Yes. This work is based on deadlines and meeting deadlines. So in terms of delivery and performance. But I remember that I've rescued a couple of shows, particularly theater shows before. And that kind of thing where people don't do rehearse. And they are major shows, they are not just like skits or Aruku Shankar. Those of you who know Aruku, you know what I'm talking about. So they are major shows. Like, I remember one time, was it in 2007? No. I just came back from London then. Was it before I went? I can't remember. 2000 and something. Maybe 9, no, it can't be 9, 10. 13, 12 or 13. So TFT, they were doing The Gods Are Not to Blame. That's Desperate Family Theatre, and they had already started rehearsals. For some strange reason, Wadawale the lines weren't sticking, and maybe was going through a lot at that time. And if you have read The Gods Are Not to Blame, you know how difficult a play it is, and how heavy on lines it is. So the Sha called me. Was it 3 days to shoot? Now it was Tunde Shotimini that was directing. And the first question he asked me is, "Can you do this?" And I said, yes. And then, of course, it was strenuous because whenever every other person closes and goes home, you have to stay there, you have to keep rehearsing, you have to alone to get those lines. Because now it's beyond blocking, it's about getting the lines and then interpreting and then also trying to be in sync with your fellow players. I've done that for a couple of shows, yes. I've done that for a couple of shows. Has it happened on the film set before? Yes, I remember that I'd gone to shoot for someone, I'm not going to mention name, obviously. They started with an actor. And I don't know what transpired. A child called, one of my very good guy called me. Olarotimi Salamila. Baba, what did they do? I said, I just did, I beg. If you show. So I went, and we did it. So yes. But then this work is all about timelines and deliveries anyway. So it's always have to work with tight schedules.
What makes you special as an actor?
Because I am me, and my name is Olarotimi Fakunle. And I like to do me. I like to just be myself. And I'm a team player. I'm a team player. I want to believe that anyways. Sometimes you may not know yourself fully, but I want to believe that I'm a team player, and I believe in human beings, I believe in people, and I believe that everybody's got a talent. So I think that I'm special. And even if you don't say I'm special, I know I'm special. I mean, I would have been a farmer. I'm a farmer now anyways, but I would have gone into agriculture, which was the line I was still trying to towards at that time. But most definitely, I would have, another thing I would have loved to do is sport analysis, because I love football a lot. But if you asked me to choose, if not acting, then I'll say agriculture. A lot is very important in this life you live in. I talk to myself a lot. Sometimes I take a walk. Sometimes I talk to my dogs. And knowing you're talking to your dogs, you're talking to yourself because they cannot reply you. But the funniest thing is that they do understand you. They can hear you. And even though they cannot reply or communicate with you directly, they communicate. Understand? So I talk to myself a lot. It's important. As I'm talking to you now, as I'm doing this interview, I'm probably running some lines in my head. You find that strange, but that is the truth. I was filming and I'd forgotten that I was supposed to go and pick her up. So I just told her, if Jasmine hears this thing, and she will not believe. Jasmine, I love you, Abby. I just told her that I fell off a chair and that I couldn't walk. I sprained my ankle. So I said, Daddy, sorry, don't worry, don't bother when you are free. You can come and pick me up. I don't know if I think I might have told her the true story, but I don't know. I can't remember if I did. But if I didn't, I'm sure when you see this, you can tell. But I'm sorry about that, though. Ronaldo, amazing footballer, an amazing athlete. Ronaldo is somebody who works his butt off to give the best performances that I've seen in this life. I've never seen an athlete who works as hard as Ronaldo, a footballer who works as hard as Ronaldo works. I don't think Messi does. I don't think Messi ever will, because Messi has got natural talent and abilities, but Ronaldo is a hard worker. So sometimes when you ask me, or when people ask Ronaldo or Messi, I think it's unfair because I'm someone who respects hard work. I'm a hard worker. Trust me when I tell you that. And I've got talent with that as well, but I'm a hard worker. I go to any length when I'm working, particularly on some script that want to run you mad. I'm ready to go through the process. So I'm a hard worker, and I believe and I respect hard work. But for some reasons, I am going to navigate towards Messi because of that naturalness and that simplicity that you never know what he can do. With Ronaldo, you can tell that once you understand. But with Messi, he switches it on and off at some point, and it's unpredictable. For me, that's the only reason why. But take nothing away from Ronaldo. I respect him and I love him as an athlete. Davido or Wizkid. I love both of them. I think that they are phenomenal artists, and every human being we are different in the way we see life and the way we reason. So you don't expect them to react or behave in the same way. But if you ask me, because I think I've met Davido twice, Wizkid once, because when we were doing theatre at 10, I think someone brought him to come and perform before our show. But that was way back now. So I met Davido when I went to a wildlife in Port Harcourt, I think here, and was backstage. So before he came to perform, Davido, I don't know, because I've never been backstage with Wizkid. Davido, I don't know what's in the inside, in body. It be like, it's a vibe, I seen. And then he was able to transcend that, even from that room onto the stage. So, maybe for that reason, I'll pick Davido. But I love both of them equally. I think they're phenomenal artists. The craziest thing I ever do. If I say this thing, it will not go down well. But I know I should have taken money from somewhere I should not take it because I wanted to attend rehearsals. From the very, as I'm saying, if I mention the place. Okay, that's I mean, I don't pick money for sacrifice before, so I just remember now. That's now, that's why I find money to go rehearsal. I think I was going, was earning the money. I was working, and I saw they put money. I just put some top the thing, I shake and put it in my pocket. Because I start using pay conductor, and I choose a job. They don't conductor no turn to goat or ram, and the person will collect the money wey I take buy food sef no disappear. So I think that's about the craziest, yeah. Is that where I'm coming from is where I was, yes, where I am now is always better than where I was coming from. And for me, that's one of the things that has kept me going, because over this successful debut of Gang of Lagos, I've had a lot of people come to ask me, how do I motivate I'm not a motivational speaker. Because if you ask me how I was able to hold on, I do not know. Yeah, I do not know. But one thing I know for sure is the place where I take start, where I did now better. And because I keep telling myself that every day, even when things were not going on well, even when jobs were hard, even when it was hard to break into TV, because in theater, oh God, forget it. I'm a God in theater. You know, but TV is a different ballgame. It was hard, but I kept on telling myself that. And I'm still telling myself that now, that where I was yesterday, today is still better off. And that is going to be with me till I die, so that I can keep improving on myself and getting better. So growing up as a child, I've always had dreams to play R&B song. But I don't grow past R&B song right now, because if you put my R&B, I can still play a song now. I mean, it can work. It can work, because I think, yeah, people who give birth early would have given birth to someone like me. But I'd like to work with an R&B, Shola Shobawale. Yeah, I'd like to work, yeah, Shola Shobawale. I've been blessed to have worked with a couple of great icons. So I've worked with Bimba Manuel, Francis Owuche. I've worked with Carole King in theater. I've worked with Yinka Davis, Kate Henshaw. I've worked with quite a number of big names. So, but you know, when you have something in your bucket, but internationally, I want to work with Morgan Freeman and Denzel Washington. Yeah, Denzel Washington. Don't worry, we will meet. If we don't meet this year, I'm certain that we'll work together in 2024. Hollywood is calling. Believe it when I tell you that. That we are coming to.
What do you have? Who do you see as competition?
I don't have any competition in this life. I'm myself. What I keep telling myself is, can Messi play every match? Can Ronaldo play every match? So it means that you cannot act every role. You cannot play. And you cannot even act all the time. Sometimes sickness could not be like this. Because you want to see yourself as being in competition, then you're in trouble. And the Yoruba they says, Oju orun teye fo, lai farakanra. The sky is big enough to take every kind of bird without any kind of conflict or this thing. So I don't have competition. I am my greatest competition. Look up to God, don't look up to me. But I have a couple of people who are behind, who are my guys. They call me father, so I call them my children too. They know, those ones, they know that they cannot give up, because I'll kill them first, you know. But it may be hard, it may be tough. Sometimes it may happen small, it may not even happen again for a long time. But although it may tarry, don't worry, it will definitely come. Just keep at it. Keep working hard. Some people go down, they enter this industry after 4-5 years, they go down tired because that big break has not come and all of that, and they just give up. No, you never can tell. And then we make a mistake of trying to think that it has to be a big role that would announce you. No, there are no small roles, but there are small actors. If you are faithful in that little that you do, people will see it and it will travel and people will look for you. Please don't give up. Don't. I won't give up now you fuck up.